Hey everybody, what is good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with a new week of Bomb Bites where we feast upon the words of Christ and we do it one bite at a time. So we get to start the book of Numbers this week, which I'm super excited about. There's some great things in here, and I'll tell you right out the gate, I am not a numbers guy. I'm a book of numbers guy, but numbers themselves is just not my thing. Some people love math and things like that there. That doesn't do it for me, but I do appreciate the concept of numbers. Now you look at the book of Numbers, especially the book that bears this name. This is in the Bible dictionary. The book that bears this name is so called from the double numbering or census of the people. It contains notices of events in the wilderness. So it's counting the people and it's showing you some of the events while the children of Israel are wandering in the wilderness. So you go into chapter 1 and it just gives you verse by verse the number of individuals, at least males who are over the age of 20 of the children of Israel, and it adds up to the whopping 603,550, and that is just with the males. So the children of Israel have grown exponentially during their time in the wilderness. So I want you to imagine for a minute that you are Moses. Can you imagine the responsibility to organize the resources to feed and to clothe and to provide shelter for millions of the children of Israel? So here's the problem. Some of us are organized like this, and this is a way of organization. I'm a piles guy. I get piles everywhere, and so different people organize in different ways, but I'm only trying to imagine how difficult this would be for Moses. And so in Numbers chapter 2, the Lord shows Moses a way to organize. And you've got here the camp of Israel. Okay. Now in Numbers chapter 2, what it does is it'll show you on the north side, you've got Naphtali, Dan, and Asher. On the south side, you have got Simeon, Reuben, and Gad. On the east, you've got Zebulun, Judah, and Issachar. And then on the west, you have got Manasseh, Ephraim, and Benjamin. And then all around the tabernacle, you've got the tribe of Levi, because that's what their responsibility is. They are the keepers of the tabernacle. They are the priests. And so that's where you've got this. So this way that they are set up, the Lord shows a nice little pattern that I really think is great for our own lives. You go into Numbers chapter 2, and you got verse number 2, where it says, "Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch his tent by his own standard with the ensign of their father's house," ensign being a flag, "far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch." You go down to verse 17. "Then the tabernacle of the congregation shall set forward with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp as they encamp. So shall they set forward, every man in his place by their standards." You go down to verse 34, a similar concept. "And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So they pitched by their standards, and so they set forward everyone after their families according to the home of their fathers." So just a couple questions I want to ask you here, all right? Why do you think the Lord set them this way? And this is a pattern that the Lord shows all through the Old Testament. He's shown it numerous times, and he will continue to show it. How does what we place at the center of our lives affect how organized and ordered we feel? And then how can we tell what is at the center of our lives? You know, there are so many different examples in scriptures where you see people pitching their tents towards the temple. You've got King Benjamin's people who they pitched their tents round about the temple so they could hear King Benjamin. We talked about how Lot and his family back in Genesis, they pitched their tents towards Sodom. And when you find yourself pitching your tent towards Sodom, you eventually are in Sodom. So what you put at the center of your life is so crucial. So that question, how can you tell what is at the center of your lives? Well, there's a quote from President Benson, Ezra Taft Benson, that I love. Many of you are familiar with this quote. When we put God first, and there's a reason why God said, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." It is not for his, like he's not sitting there just saying, "Please worship me, I need that ego boost." That's not what this is about. When we put God first, all other things fall into their proper place or drop out of our lives. Our love of the Lord will govern the claims for our affection, the demands on our time, that's a great one, the interest we pursue, and the order of our priorities. We should put God ahead of everyone else in our lives. And I love that. You put God first, everything else is going to fall into proper place, or there may be some things that drop out of our lives. But I think the Lord is trying to teach the children of Israel a valuable principle just in these first couple of chapters of how to organize themselves. And as they put God first, it is going to work out. It always does. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing these messages. We love that you do that. And please go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel theme socks at bombsocks.com. Godspeed, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.